Swatty John, here he is.
Yeah, how we doing, mate? You good?
Hello, John. Thanks for coming on, mate.
No worries, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. How you getting on, John?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. You?
Yeah, all good, mate. Going through the motions and that, getting out, doing a little bit of exercise.
That's
How
it,
you
mate.
getting on with your training and that? You like still getting out for your runs and?
Yeah, still doing a bit of running in the park and that, mate. Bit of exercise in the garden. Nothing
That's
major.
it.
Ain't got
Missing
no
your gym.
punch bags. Nothing.
Ain't ya?
Nah,
I
mate.
bet you're clucking, ain't ya?
I am. What's happening?
Yeah, well, good, mate. So what it is, everyone? I'm Robert Hisee, the UK's #1 unconscious mind therapist, and I'm here to have a chat with John, the General Hagerty. Was it 4-time world champion? I'll put you out as 3.
3 times.
Okay, I thought I see on Wikipedia it said 4. Was that another something else?
That might have been a European title.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so 3-time world champion. That's amazing. Because how old are you, John? You're like 22, 21?
23 now. 23.
Turn 23. That's amazing going, mate, isn't it?
It's hard work, mate.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen you since you was a kid. I remember, the main thing about you, I remember you like growing up and you're going gyms in Alpington or anywhere you went, wherever there was a cage fighting gym or kickboxing, even when you was a kid, like 13, people, you know your name, John Hagerty, you got to see this kid, you got to see this kid. So, like, you was always...
And then you see me and I was about that big.
But how did you get into it, John? How did it all come about? How did you start off? Because you was young, weren't you, when you first started?
Yeah, I was about, I'd say about 13, 12. My dad used to when my dad used to train, I used to follow him and go with him. He basically got me into it. And then from there, I remember Daniel Robinson took me to, told my dad about Keddle's gym.
Bucket boy, innit, he said?
Yeah, he's a bucket boy. He loves it, doesn't he? I'm sure he's on here somewhere.
Who's your favourite? He said the bucket boy. You're married now.
No, you got to do the bucket boy. But yeah, Dan told us about Keddle's gym and to go up there and that. So we went up there, and ever since then we just started joining Nosey Academy, and then career just picked up from there, mate.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Your work ethic's unbelievable. I've seen you train and stuff. I mean, so how did it all start off in the amateur game, John? I mean, you was young, like, because I remember seeing you fight when you was, I don't know, 13, 12, I don't know, you was maybe even younger, wasn't you? I don't know.
Yeah, I was fighting when I was 13, but junior rules were like all the shin pads and all that. I think I had about 10 junior fights, and then I decided to take the shin pads off and go to C class without the shin pads, and it's basically when you fight any age.
Any age, oh, okay.
And then you got to go through the ranks from there. You got to go from C class, which is no knees to the head or elbows. And then you go to B class, that's knees to the head but no elbows. And then you go to A class, that's what I fight now. So it's everything.
Dame Kelly Holmes has just come on, John. How about that, eh? Right, Kelly? Dame Kelly Holmes, the Olympic champion. Yeah,
okay, yeah, brilliant.
Two-time gold medalist.
Wicked.
Yeah, so what I was looking at is, your training method nowadays, like coming up, I know, like, let's strip this back. I get excited a little bit, John, because I know
that's right. I can tell.
You know what it is with you, it's these elbows. I've never seen no one like you. Like, you are just the absolute savage and the animal with them elbows. You can see so many kickboxers, but you're an absolute, like, they're just, I don't know where you pull them out from or how you even create them.
They do it. They got a mind of their own, mate. When I'm in danger, they just let loose.
they just start the flow. Is it like, John, is it because you practice them so much? Because I mean, does it just like when you're in there, is it literally unconscious sometimes? It's just boom, just flowing.
Yeah, you got to let it flow. You can't stall or nothing, because that's when the shots don't get in or you get hit yourself. You just got to let it flow, mate. But whatever your mind thinks, just throw it.
What's one of your best moments? How did it go though? You just talking about being in the amateurs then and coming up, you're allowed to use kicking. How did you come alive with these elbows? How did you start to create this in your head? What made you so excited about it? Was it just it was
basically in the gym, and I loved elbows. So when I was fighting B class, you weren't allowed to throw elbows. So I said, I'm gonna have one fight at B class and I want to go straight into elbows. So there's a promoter, John Jarvis. He put me straight on. He's guided me through my career, John Jarvis. Ever since then, man, just throwing the elbows. A class is the way forward for me.
I like that little video I see out there, that little clip. I posted it a few weeks ago, I think. It was a little clip I see on the internet. So it was posted by the One, is it the One Championship?
Yeah.
And there's one of you practicing with this elbow, and then they got like a snap of you in the actual fight.
Actually
yeah, it's
pulling
class,
it off.
mate. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
class.
You got to
So,
train how you fight, really, yeah.
So, I mean, everyone talks about the training, and we understand that, you know, the training's a big part of it. Yeah, but what's the mindset behind it? Like, how do you use, you know, because everyone else always talks about the visualizations behind anything they do. About Wayne Lineker, he's been talking about how he visualized Lineker's bars, you know, and so on. Like Dapper visualizes these comedian sketches when he gets up in the morning, or sometimes 3 in the morning. I mean, how do you, to become a world champion, how often did you visualize that? Because it's not even one, it's 3 times. Like,
it's every day. It's everyday visualization.
Every single day.
Yeah. So, I got offered to fight remember I got offered to fight for the One World title. It was against one of my idols, I'd say. And in my mind, I was thinking, am I ready? Am I ready? But then I thought to myself, what have I got to lose? I know I can beat him. He's been in the game a long time. He's old now. So I had the mindset throughout training that I'm going to just overwhelm him. And I was confident. That's the main thing, is to be confident in your mind. But it's hard work, going to sleep at night thinking you got to fight some tight that's had 300 fights, and you're thinking can't sleep at night. But you got to get over that. You got to get over that.
I mean, because it was like Rocky. There's a story about Rocky Marciano in boxing, and he had to fight Joe Louis. And I heard the story has it that when he beat him, he cried because he was his idol. He said he loved the guy so much. He said when he knocked him, when he won the fight, he sat there and burst into tears because he was gutted that, you know, it's weird. It must be weird when you come up to that.
The feeling's amazing, mate, honestly. I was fighting Sam A from when I was my little brother's age, Fred, you know Fred.
Yeah.
That's who I was watching. I was watching the guy that I was fighting, and then to beat him, just to share the ring with him was just amazing.
Phenomenal. No, I could only imagine, man. I mean, it's hard to get my head around it. You're 23 and you've been in positions and battles, and you know you're up, you know, your bottle and you're everything with it. Like it's crazy that, you know, how far you've come already, but then it isn't really, because often you put the work in, you do graft, you put the work in, but what keeps you going in the mind then? So you visualize every day. Does that give you a pull when you get a fight? Do you sort of get a pulling feeling when you start snapping your mindset in? Do you start
you see, with me, I like to get the hardest fights possible. So I get excited and I want to know what people think. So when I get a hard fight, I put it up on my social media. People must think this guy is crazy, but that drives me. That drives me. Yeah. I'd rather fight the best and then get recognition of that. So
because your standards are higher, raise your standards
up there with the best now.
I don't know if there's any fighters, but there's loads of fight fans out there looking into you speak, John. You know, so what it is, we're talking about visualizations. For you that don't know, there's a part of the brain called the reticular activating system. I don't know if you've heard of this now, John. It used to be like law of attraction and stuff, but there's science now have found a group of neurons at the bottom of the brain that work as a filtering system. Yeah, so basically it's that sound. What you focus on, you become. So if you keep focusing on you want this new car, everywhere you go, you got blue water. There's one there. You go around your old man's house, your neighbour's got one. Everywhere you go, you see that car, and you finally get that car. Well, that's the filter at work, and it works in alignment with law of attraction and the law of the vibration. So, you know, so anyone watching, we're talking about visualizations with fighters, because you can get so many talented fighters. I've seen it in boxing. You get so many talented amateurs, and you know, you think about some of these great amateurs, they could all probably knock me spark out of my weight, you know, with a single punch. But how comes not even 1% of them? Not even. No, I'm just giving it time for the like still that joke. That fucking bit still. But hang now, I'm the fast runner.
I'm a runner.
Yeah, I'm a runner. But people keep putting on here. People keep putting War Road's legend. I'm going to claim you as Bermondsey, mate, because your gym's on our side. Your gym's on our side, mate. It's on our side of the river, our side of the Old Kent Road.
That's
you know what I mean? But, lost where I was now. What was I saying before that? I got lost. It was something about visualizations.
Sorry, mate, I'll put you off track. Yeah?
No, it made me laugh, John. No, it happens. You have a laugh and you forget where you can. But anyway, no, they're all fuming. They're like Old Kent Road. No, he likes Manses, mate. He likes Manses. None of that.
No, almonds, mate. Almonds.
But yeah, so back to the visualizations, yeah. So what I'm talking about is people. A lot of the difference is what I said about a fight. Actually, I'm back with it now. you know, there's a lot of fighters, you see them in the gym, they've got great talent, they've got, you know, they're hard as nails, and so they can knock you out at one punch, but only 1% of them get anywhere, like the British level, to British champion, like, you know, it's such a small percentage of the fighters, and it's truly just the mindset. It's like, you get like semi-pro footballer and a pro footballer, really, they've got the same ability. They both can curl a fucking ball in from the corner, they both can pass the ball, but it's what sort of goes in there. And that extra training, you know, that extra, like, when you've got that feeling of a pull, when you get that vision, you train harder. Like, you know, if you look at Arnold Schwarzenegger or people, there's a little video on my wall I posted with Conor McGregor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he says it's the mind that creates the body. Now, it's 9-time world champion bodybuilder, and he says you have to visualize the body you want. That's what then creates then the will. That's what makes you work out to 3-4 hours a day, to look forward to going through the pain barriers of doing the extra sit-ups and the extra push-ups. And for the average person, you're thinking, what are you talking about? You're off your head. Why would you want to do an extra 500 push-ups? But this is what we're talking about. By visualization, you create this greatness inside there before it gets created outside here.
You need to have that mindset, don't you? You need to have something positive in your mind.
That end goal, that end vision.
Yeah.
And how did you come about? Was it just something that was just in you, John? Was it something you did naturally?
Yeah, I'd like to say it was in me, but, you know, my dad pushed me towards it. So big thanks to my dad. That's the main thing. Who knows where I would have been without him? What I would be doing, maybe a 9 to 5 or something. But I'm doing what I love now, Thai boxing as a job. So
your dad's a great coach as well, isn't he? He's very skillful.
Yeah.
How was the gym going? It's all going good. You've got a lot of classes down there, haven't you? You've got a lot of
kids.
You look after a lot of kids.
Yeah, we've got a few junior champions now that I train. I take a class 3 times a week. Got about 20 kids in the class each time. We shut the gym down now, obviously, because of the quarantine and COVID and that. Refurbishing it. So when everyone comes back, it's more homely. Yeah, so we're just giving it a little bit of a refurb. Look at Dan, the bucket boy.
Bucket boys.
Yes, big Dan.
He put vodka in it, him.
That's it.
He put vodka in it or something.
No word of a lie. He had it on his head walking out to the fight. Did he? Put the bucket on his head.
He's funny, isn't he? Eyebrows he's got, look. But anyway, mate, back to the visualization. So what's the next step for John?
Next step for me, I'd say, obviously, just wait on the one championship, see what they give me. With Johnny Boy in the building. To see what one championship wants to offer me. But yeah, I want to get my belt back. Or I don't mind fighting for the kickboxing title. But, you know, time will tell, see what they give me.
That's the thing. So I was talking to Conor Ben this week, and he was saying, it ain't like you get really a choice. Sometimes you got to see what comes up. It ain't always.
Yeah, it's like a path.
You can't always get what you pick.
For sure, they've got it all sussed out, so they know people beat. They got it all sussed out the one championship. So we'll see what they want to give me.
Oh, quality. And so that's your next. You'd like to go back for your belt again, or what would your preference?
You know what? To be honest, Rob, I don't think I'll be mentally ready for that. I'm mentally strong. But to lose to him 3 times, it'll be mentally hard. So I think I'm gonna.
You need a time out.
I need not no time out. I need to fight someone else with a bit different style that I can beat. Well, not that I can beat. Different style because he was something else for a tank.
Yeah.
So I'll wait for the third fight.
So yeah, a lot of people say it's 1-1, didn't they? You know what I mean? And I've seen a lot of people say everyone's got their opinion, but yeah.
I'd say it's 1-1, mate.
So that's fair enough. That happens, and it's the problem. Sometimes it gets close, doesn't it? But you know, that's good though. I see, like what you just said there. To me, that's a real sign of a champion, to know when to go. Right, I know what I'm mentally ready for it. I mean, it ain't always about physical and giving an ego. You got to sometimes go, right, I'm fucking going to prepare for this. Next time I go in there.
Yeah, for sure.
And did you feel not as ready the second time then, would you say? Was it like a little lesson? Was it?
You know, I'm always 100% ready getting in there. Otherwise, I wouldn't get in there, Rob. Like, I've had fights before where 3 weeks beforehand, I've had an injury and I've told myself I'm not fighting because I need to be 100% in there. But I was 100%, but you know, he caught me early, so fair play to him.
Yeah. But that's the game, isn't it? I suppose it's one of them sports, isn't it? You know, it's like the difference between kickboxing and Muay Thai and boxing is like something in the boxers that I find they just don't want to lose. Like as soon as some boxers lose, like you look at Tyson and Nazim, like Ricky Hatton, when they lose that first fight, they're all well shatters and they never come back really.
Yeah,
But
it's
one
different
thing about kickboxing, you're gonna lose. Like it's like one of
yeah,
them
for
sports.
sure.
Like,
You're fighting with
got,
everything, and
yeah,
you know
like,
you're fighting people that's had 300 fights, 400
it's
fights. So
crazy, isn't it?
you're bound to lose.
Hey, tell us about, because I remember seeing you growing up and you was going out to Thailand. I remember, like, I see your dad taking you out there. I remember, I think you got about 18 and you fucked off on your own. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
he's going out there on his own at 18 to fight in this big Thai sort of building. Like, and you was training him out there proper old school, and it was like something like Kickboxer the movie. Like, you know what I mean? It's like kicking palm trees and shit.
Yeah. Kicking tins and that. But
Yeah,
I've been Thailand about 4 times now, 5 times. The first 3 times were with my parents, obviously, my dad and my mum and my brother and sister. I think then when I got to 17, I had a fight camp over there for 3 weeks. I went over to Bangkok on my own. It was a nightmare, mate. I wanted to come home, mate. I was on my own. In the hotel on my own, just literally drinking water, chicken and rice, fight camp, hard work.
Old school.
Ready to fight. But
when you come back at 18 from that must have been like, that's a different mindset, just to be able to do that, you know, just to be able to...
Yeah, no, it was mentally tough, Rob, to be honest, mate. Out there on your own.
Did you think that sort of helped you though mentally, like to send you up the scales a bit in the UK?
For sure, it sort of showed me what you need to be, what mental mind you have to be a champion. And sometimes you do need to grit your teeth and be in hard situations to see the sunlight.
See the sunlight, that's exactly it. But they say, I remember Muhammad Ali said he learned more from his losses than any of his wins.
Yeah,
you know
of course.
I mean?
That's exactly what I go by. I've had 3 losses now, but only to the best. I've only lost to the best, if you know what I mean. And them losses have always opened up doors to me, opened up my mind as well. As we're talking about mind, it opens you up what you can do better next time. So yeah.
And that's exactly it. Because I say, if you get a boxer, say, or a kickboxer or whatever, and they go into a fight and they knock someone out in 2 rounds and they've had every round, they've not learned anything, have they? Yeah, they look good, but they've not learned that from it. You know, it's when the kid that lost is going to go and say, "Fuck me, do you know what? That kid comes out he's so quick. I didn't see him. I've got to speed up. I've got to learn to dip my head. I need to
exactly.
I don't know, work on my defense."
I got a scenario for this. I remember when I was growing up through the rankings, I was knocking everyone out, quick time, and I come up against this Thai, and I thought I could blow his head off in the first 2 rounds, but obviously I couldn't, the fight just dragged. He ended up beating me, but then after that, I sort of told myself, you need to take your time because you're not going to be able to knock everyone out. So sometimes you need to pick your shots. So yeah, that's the one that loss there.
This is what I love about it, is like someone could have told you that, but it wouldn't have resonated. You know what I mean?
Because
like
obviously I was
feel it,
doing well.
Sorry?
Obviously, because you was knocking everyone out, and someone would tell you to take your time. It's not going
to
kick in. Yeah.
But the minute you recognise it yourself, that stays with you now, doesn't it? And pacing.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, that's amazing, John. I mean, so any young kids out there now getting into Thai boxing, it seems to be going off now. Like when I was a kid, I used to do boxing. There was a little Thai class here or there, but now it is everywhere, isn't it? Because it's part of the UFC structure, and you've got Thai boxing's gone out the you know, it's just blown up. So what would you recommend any young kids starting now? What would you
First things first is get into the gym. Have a straight mind, have a goal, and what company that you want to fight in, and just need to train hard, man. You know, have a goal. That's the main thing, Rob. I think, you know, One Championship's opened up Muay Thai. You know, One Championship, obviously the company that I fight for, it's opened up doors for everyone.
It's got everyone. Than the UFC, then it has like 1 billion viewers or something crazy like that.
It's crazy, mate. The numbers are unreal. But it's made everyone want to train harder and get onto that organisation. So for a young kid, he needs to stay in the gym and have a goal, mate. That's the main thing.
That something to vision at the end to work towards.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that one, Muhammad Ali. That's what I like about Muhammad Ali. He's the pure visionary. I just love the things he said. You know, he really got, and that's not kickboxing, but it's just the mindset I can put in a similar sort of.
Yeah.
The only learning I've got anyway of it. And he's 18. He wins the Olympics in Rome, right? Olympic champion. He goes, "I'm the greatest. I'm going to be the next heavyweight champion of the world. I'm the greatest boxer the world's ever seen." And they thought, "Who's that flash gun?" Like, if he gets knocked out, like he's 18 years old, like telling the world that he's the greatest. Like, people thought he was a lunatic, and he already changed the history of boxing in the Olympics because he was stepping backwards, which no one done before. You know, he's toe to toe. he actually changed that. There'd be no Sugar Ray Leonard, no Floyd Mayweather if it weren't for him stepping backwards. And they began to him, you coward, stand and fight like a man. And I'm too pretty to get hit. Do you know what I mean? He's a genius. But the thing is
they only got annoyed with him. They only got annoyed because they couldn't catch him.
Couldn't catch him.
Yeah, exactly.
I am the greatest. Do you know what I mean? So what a statement to make. It's not like I want to be. I'm going to try to do well. I am. And the more I see nowadays with like your types of Conor McGregor and stuff in the UFC and speaking openly about visualizations and talking as if he's already going to do it, visualizing the outcomes, and actually we're recording it and seeing him actually do it now, like physically.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Tell you how he's going to do it, and then get on there and do it, and say, "Well,
actually do it."
Yeah, make a Mystic Mac. Ali used to do the same when he was tuned in. I mean, you know, I think anything in this world is 80-20. If you're 80% on the right path and 20% you have your bad days, that's good going, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, look at these guys. That's what they do. They tune in and they create their outcomes massively
in their head, and obviously they plan it out.
Because Jimmy Bullard was football, and that's different, but still the same mindset. And he said, like, he never believed in himself first, and his dad said to him, "You can do it, Jim. Now, if you can do that. Do it the way you want to do it. Don't listen to the trainer. If you feel you can't do it that way, just go and do it." And he said, I don't know what he had to do. He started to come in, so anyway, he went out and he scored an hat-trick or something. He said, I come off there, and I thought, fuck me, maybe I can do it. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I can do this.
That's all it takes.
Then he started setting himself little goals. He said, well, I can do that. On the next one, I can do this. And he said, I'll be like, put me nuts to it, visualising it. He said, but I trained hard. Do you know what I mean? You have to put the training
put the work in. You know, we got some crazy people on there. Look,
what they saying?
About spiders or something. Regan Devlin dropping you in sparring. I don't have a clue who that is.
That's a mad question, isn't it? But the thing is, though, what they're saying is, I suppose, is that, you know, like you get you warriors that are world champions, and there is something in this world that you'd think, like looking over a building, like, fuck, I get on that roller coaster. Hang on, mate, you elbow people and you take it, you know what I mean? But is there anything like that, John, that does worry you now and again, mate?
No, I don't know, mate. I don't know, to be honest. Until it happens, then whatever. I don't know.
So at the minute, really. you're not bumping.
At the minute, I love spiders and I love looking over buildings.
Blinder. I love it, John. Just keep moving forward.
That's it, mate.
What was your how would you say it was your worst part of your career when it's it, and what would you say is your highlight of your career? What would you say, like, in emotion?
Worst part of my career was probably my last fight, to be honest, Rob, with Rotain. Him beating me twice, taking the belt, and obviously taking the belt again. That's hard to come back from. But you know, I'm mentally strong, like we say, and I will come back from that. And I'm only young, and
23.
Only young, and I'm up there with the best, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy to get third rankings in the world. I'm happy with that. But the highlight of my career has definitely got to be when winning the one world title with Sam 8, fighting
that was brilliant.
It was crazy. You had to be there. You had to be there to believe it, Rob. Dan.
And where was it? I was watching it live on the thing, on the stream.
Yeah,
was it Jakarta? You know, I was watching it there. Daniel was always there, wasn't he, the bughead boy?
I think I had I'd say about 14 or 15% chance winning that fight. Going in there thinking I'm fighting.
Seriously? That's what you felt?
Yeah, no, like, that's what everyone was saying as well on social media. But that's like what we're talking about on social media. You don't let that get to you. You know, I thrive off of that, people thinking that I'm going to lose. So to go in there and show that I'm gonna overwhelm this geezer, it's amazing.
I love this because this is what when I do my studies and I look at sportsmen and I work with sportsmen and people in different trades, it's not being able to see it through someone else's eyes. Do you know what I mean? You know, someone will tell you something. If you jump into their eyes and go, and see it through their eyes, you can't do it. All of a sudden, you're going to change this biochemistry, this emotion inside of you, and you start doubting. But if you can see yourself and you practice seeing yourself, time that shit comes up, you're like, I couldn't give a fuck what you think.
Yeah.
Like,
I explain it. I explained the win to everyone. Like even the whole week while we was out there, like the build up to the fight, winning the world title. I tell everyone about it, and they must think, nah, it doesn't sound that exciting. But honestly, it was like a bubble, and I've just come out of it. It was amazing.
I could only imagine, mate. I could only imagine.
Crazy. And not to top it off, I got my nose snapped, so it was all the way over there.
Cool.
And that just tops it off, mate. You know, you need to have a little war wound. You do, you do, you do.
What happens when you do? What happens after, John? You have to go to hospital, or did you just go out and
yeah,
celebrate?
they took me. They took us straight to the hospital. They took us in an ambulance straight to the hospital. I remember getting wheeled in on a wheelchair, and then I had the belt here, and then they wheeled in Sam A as well because I broke his nose as well. So yeah, and then we both went to each other. We both went out to each other. Respect, and it was unreal, mate. It was unreal.
Oh, that is class, mate.
It was.
The good thing I do like about the Thai game, a little bit I've seen, is that there's so much respect.
Yeah.
Isn't there? There's so much respect behind the fighters.
So the company that I fight for, that's what they go off. They go with respect, honour, and all that stuff. So they don't take no disrespect there. You're not allowed to mention fighting. You've got to say competing. So it's a bit strict over there. Yeah, they're really good like that. It's different to the UFC. All that. They don't like no trash talk or nothing.
No, that's what I mean. And it's nice to see, innit? You know, people shake hands after. There's no
yeah, it's unreal.
People take it
you think it's mad though, isn't it? You're going in there, you're smashing each other to bits, and then all of a sudden you're cuddling each other at the end of it. It's amazing.
So excuse me, my woman's out there not making noise right here. But yeah, so John, tell us a little something about you that's funny. Is there anything that you could think of this over the years you've come across a bit funny in the gym? Any mad stories? Anything? Put you on the spot a bit here, but any funny
I remember
things?
I had I don't know if anyone knows what a T5 is. It's one of these little, it's like a pre-workout. Yeah. I took it the night before doing a training session, and this was years ago. I went for a run on it, and I had a full stomach, obviously, because it's at the end of the night. So I'm running on it. I felt amazing. So now in the morning, I've gone to sparring. I took it, a little pre-workout, and then I swear, Rob, the whole room just started closing because I took it on an empty stomach. The whole room started closing in while I was sparring. I felt like I was in the ring with my sparring partner. The room was closing in. I ended up getting out the ring and going to my trainer. I went, Chris knows. If he's watching, he'll be laughing. I went, Chris, listen, Chris, I've got to go, mate. I've got to go. So I had a panic attack and everything. So yeah, I've never took a pre-workout since. Mate. And I think
caffeine in it.
You know, I think I even walked. I was going to walk out with my shin pads, and out the gym with my shin pads, and forgot my trainers. It was crazy. So yeah, that was something I'll never do again. Yeah.
So what's your diet like, John? What do you sort of live off? Is it like rice, vegetables, and you good with it basically all the time?
Yeah. So when I'm in fight camp, I've got a nutritionist, Kate Shillan. She I eat 3 times a day, small amounts, sort of like. So my mum does all my stuff, so I get off from the nutritionist. She sends me what I need to get, and my mum gets it, cooks it all. It's kind of small, but when I'm at a fight camp, I do like to indulge a little bit if I ain't got a fight coming up. But still maintaining. Yeah, for sure, and still training as well.
Do you know, I see McGregor talking, and he said this one thing opened my eye about how sports changing, like fight game change. Like he said. He was read this article, McGregor, and he looked at LeBron James, who's a basketball player. He pays each year $1.5 million US on like going for these ice machines, going to have massages. Yeah. His doctors give him 24 hours a day. You know, all this other stuff. You know, like looking after his body, mentally having mind coaching. Tony Robbins, stuff like that. And he said, I don't spend fuck all on myself. So now, if you notice, like his last fight, he's got a nutritionist with him 24 hours a day. He's got his doctor with him 24 hours a day. And he started to invest in himself because it's the way it's going, isn't it?
Yeah. You've got to look after your body's your temple, isn't it, really, when you're in the fight game. I don't really tend to do all that massage and ice stuff, Rob. I just naturally just let my body recover. You know, and that's why I do spend a lot of time on my health and my nutritionists. So I think that's why I'm quite up there.
And I suppose your body's got memory muscle, hasn't it? Because you've been doing it since as long as I remember. So it's probably like memory muscle to repairs pretty quick.
You have to keep in quick shape because one championship gives you the phone call and you've got 6 weeks to prepare, mate. So you've got to be ready. Who's
your sort of inspiration, John? Was it that guy you beat or?
What in general, like every
In general,
fighter,
growing
or
up, like in the fight game? What was your sort of inspirations as a
you
kid?
know, I was on live Instagram yesterday, and someone asked me this, and I'd say some people won't agree with me, but I'm going to say McGregor on this one. You know, just
Yeah.
where he's got, and he's opened up the sport, and like he's done so much for the mixed martial arts. It's unreal. Yeah, I
I
think
agree with you on that, mate. I think he's
and the way he is and what he says he's going to do, he does. And
his mental approach
yeah, he's
is
mentally strong.
unbelievable.
He can beat someone before he even gets in the cage, and now I
And
think that's pretty
and if
impressive,
you look,
mate.
a lot of the history visionaries like Muhammad Ali used to do that as well, didn't he? You know, like
Yeah,
he'd be on a
yeah,
chat show ruining, what was his name? The Mummy. He'd start walking like a mummy with George
yeah,
Foreman.
yeah,
The Mummy, like brilliant, wasn't he? But like McGregor, the thing is with him, the way he opens up about the mind, I think, is really, it's such a big thing at the moment to teach people that it ain't just for sport. You can use this mindset in anything you want. I mean, I've got a
yeah. It's
video.
making your own
I've got, I've
business or
got,
whatever.
I've got a video. I've got a video on my wall, and he goes about when he was a kid in Ireland. He said, "I had nothing here." He said, "I used to drive this old banger of a car that you had to push start to start
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the alternator went. You had to bump start this fucking piece of shit." And he said, "But in my head, I was driving a soft top Bentley around beautiful California." And now I'm driving a beautiful
he said
soft top
he
Bentley
sounds
around
like a crazy cunt, but
California.
yeah, exactly. He visualized it and he went and grabbed that. Do you know what I mean?
And
So
Albert Einstein said, there's a quote Albert Einstein says, yeah, and he says, stupid people think there's a fine line between genius and madness.
yeah,
Stupid people think there's a fine line between genius and madness because geniuses predict the future. Like they think Muhammad Ali was mad. Like a lot of people go, he's a nutcase about McGregor.
yeah, yeah,
He's a fucking he's got to be a billionaire now, surely. Do you know what I mean? Like he ain't fucking that
yeah,
mad because
yeah.
at his
I think
craft,
I
at the
think
thing he
I think at the start, sorry mate, I think at the start everyone did think, oh, this guy's a lunatic. But then he ended up doing what he said he was gonna do.
you know
So
do.
then he got people following his footsteps.
It's quality. But a lot of these people like they don't understand this stuff. Like, I read the book The Secret and they think they've got it, yeah. We
Yeah,
wish it was that easy. It ain't that easy because what I've heard McGregor say this as well. Being able to visualize in times of struggle, that's what makes him a champion. When
yeah.
things ain't going his way and he's been knocked down, he can still see the success at the
See,
end of the tunnel. He can still
still
see the
stay steady minded and stay at
yeah.
the
He still
goal.
creates that. He can still create them end goals, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what a lot of people do. They take a knock and they stop seeing the end goal and they start fighting for money or they start doing it for the wrong reasons. But
Start going the
you
wrong
got to think,
path.
yeah, because you're just not seeing it. But Einstein said, yeah, that basically stupid people think there's a fine line between genius and madness because there ain't no fine line. That's what geniuses do. You know, if you look at Steve Jobs, you look at Richard Branson, they call them
Yeah,
visionaries. They don't call them good fucking self-talkers. No, let's sit down
yeah,
and think.
yeah,
When us humans use the word think from school, we mean self-talk. But
yeah,
that's bollocks because the human brain can only think how you feel. So if you feel sad, yeah, your brain can only make correspondent thoughts.
yeah,
So if
yeah,
you
yeah.
make, this is why I think it's good what you said, you need time out because if you're feeling a bit it by it, your
Don't
brain's gonna
go
make
change.
correspond.
Yeah,
And this is what
yeah.
I mean. So you're ready
And
to
then they
like,
start thinking, oh, I'm back in this position again.
yeah,
You
and
know,
because your
give
brain
you
can
tell.
only think how you feel, and
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
it's good what you're doing. Set back, recharge, rechange the emotional intelligence. So all these psychotherapists keep talking about, oh, let's think, cognitive behavioural therapy. You know what I mean? I go, oh, fuck off, like what you
yeah,
don't think. There's ain't nothing I can tell you what you don't already know. I've got anxiety. Oh, I feel stupid. I know it's stupid. I know it's going to happen to me. I know I'm not going to be ill, blah, 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 but I'm still having panic attacks. So what can a therapist tell you that you don't already know?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's the emotional intelligence that's been programmed that we have to rewire. And through visualization, what we see is the connection between the vision and, you know, our brain and our heart. So we sort of, as you create a vision of what you want, as if you're at the outcome, as if you're already a world champion, you start to experience the emotion of what that's going to feel like. Because
and then
the
you're gonna want to
unconscious mind
drive
don't
to
know
get
what's
that.
real and what isn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course, of course.
it doesn't know what's true or what isn't true. Like having a dream when you lay in bed, you have a nightmare, you wake up and you can be all sweaty palms. Or you can lay in bed, have a good dream, wake up and smile and think, oh, I'll get back into that dream. But
We like a good
either,
dream, mate, don't we?
either way, you know, the unconscious, you're fucking sleep. You're in a
Yeah,
pitch
yeah,
black
yeah.
room, nothing's happening. But so the unconscious don't know what's real and what isn't. So I always say this: no world champion has become a world champion without consistently seeing himself as a world champion first. No self-made millionaire would have become a self-made millionaire without seeing himself as a millionaire first. So, you know, it's back to that old saying: everything gets made twice, and that's the message I'm trying to put out at the minute. Why people are in this isolation, they've got a lot of time to sit and think. Is that, you know, let's write some fucking goals down. You ain't doing fuck all. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let's set a goal for a month. Setting you to like the new fighters out there. Let's set a goal for. Right, I'm gonna have my first bout by in 6 months' time. I'm gonna have my first bout and win it. That's the goal. That's no different than someone seeing themselves as a world champion, but you have to, you know, maybe building layers to create those visions and belief. I think I've lost you, brother.
Rob? Yeah, mate.
Hello, mate. You there?
Yes, mate.
Yeah, mate. More back. More
Still
back.
here we are. That's it.
Yeah. Intention is key, someone's put. Quality. So true. You know, I was not losing signal, me old mate. There you go. There you go. So, yeah, John, thanks for tonight, mate. And I really appreciate it.
Mate. My pleasure.
After this, I'm going to have to come down the gym and see you. And I'm going to get you on my podcast. And I'll start a podcast as well, if you wouldn't mind coming on. I'd love to have you on.
Yeah, of course, mate. You know I'm always welcome for that.
I've got someone else. What questions we got? Oh, where are you from? Can I get a
William,
signed?
look, that's my
Someone's asking for a sign that.
Don't need to go Casper's to get a waffle.
Will you transform into MMA? Someone's asking, would you ever transform into MMA one day, John?
Yeah, you know, that's the end goal for me, Rob. That's where I want to be, like, in the future. Like you're saying, I visualize being the best in MMA. Yeah, MMA. So yeah, I will.
Your stand up would be sick, wouldn't it? Imagine your stand up.
I think everyone would just want to try and take me down. So I'd have to.
Of course they would.
I'd have to have a few years of wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and then I'll be on the map.
Get into it. Soon. Yeah, they definitely want to take you down, mate. I'd love to see your UFC. It'd be sick, mate, with them elbows and that. Even if they took you down, the way you can. I've never seen no one like it, mate. But no, thank John, honestly, mate. I really appreciate your time. You're always a gentleman.
Thank you, mate.
And thank you, mate. I'll speak to you soon, my brother. And big love to your dad and mum and everyone.
Catch you soon. Big love to your family as well, mate.
Thank you, mate. Team Underground.
That's it, mate.
See you later.
Soon.
See you later, fella. Thank you, John. Bye.